Alright, so I'm going to return this picture. This was shot by was 01 Caption, Port Harcourt. I really love the picture. Many people know me as a black man, so the black just caught my attention. So the first thing I will do is obviously I would like to change the rotation of the picture. So I'll click so rotate back anti-clockwise. Go back to my move to um, first lane is go to my base color base characteristics to change to pro the pro standard color. My white balance, I'm going to look into my white balance 5200. So for obvious reasons I'm going to stay at that range 5400, you know, just because of our skin tone. And to make the skin tone much, I don't kind of like the greenish effect, so I'm going to tone it down a little bit. And then I'm going to go to my layers, select layers, and then select the skin tone only. Now the tool is a magic brush that I'm using to select the skin tone. So it selects all. So I'm trying to work only on the skin tone. So images like this, it's easy to select your skin tone. It's just easy. That's one beauty of Capture One. I love using Capture One for many of my projects. Especially all my projects since 2 years ago, 4 years ago. I've been using Capture One. So the next thing is go to my color. So I hit my M key. It brings me back to this. Going to use this, pick a skin tone, and even it out. So I normally just push it. I stay at the middle. I go to my. You can see before and after. Before, after. Now it blends everything in, which is not all I'm going for. So I'm going to use an eraser tool and clean it off from the matte region. So I'll hit my M key, so you see where I'm cleaning it off. Matte region, the eye region, because these places have some unique subtle colors. Nude makeups have this way of adding some beautiful colors around the eyes and the lips. So if you're not careful when you're using the skin tone blending tool, you likely going to wipe that off. And then also my flow, if you notice, is at very low, is around 6. So because I want to bring back little of those, I think they call it contour, I don't know, I've forgotten the names. So if you go before, it reduces, still put this tone there, and then it's still good. So whenever I'm editing, I'm kind of solving problems. So it's not necessarily to overdo. Editing is not to replace bad photography. So in all you do, learn good photography. So editing is more like enhancing what is already done. So if there's anything, I could brighten up the skin tone a little bit, because thank God I've already selected that part just a little bit. And with this, I can go into my Photoshop. So this is my settings, and I just go into Photoshop to go run my retouching. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to crop. That's the first thing I will do. Crop my image, give it a little head space, and then I would. Now why I'm doing this is because I have the liberty of and the AI integrated part on Photoshop. It's a part you really need, honestly. It comes with a little price, but it's worth it. You could see what it's going to do on this image. So, and added some mixing parts to it. Anyways, that's that. I'm going to clean up these lines. Now the black is dead, has some dirt on it. I just don't like it. So I'm going to make the black black. I'm going to remove this white line, just my content aware. That's gone. So the next thing is I'm going to select the blacks. So how do I select the blacks? So most times I go in deeper than this, just to get specific with my editing. So I'm going to select the blacks, go to color range. You see, with this you click and then select your blacks, and if you want to add, you add. So with this you select your blacks and then you add other mixing parts. It does a great job when there's a good contrast on the image. So with that, I'm going to go with my selective color, go into my gray, my neutrals, bring it down. Go to my blacks, bring it down a little bit. So the black is doing not a good job. So I'm just going to start my gray and then go into curve, add curve here, and then bring down my shadows, because I just want the black, but not pitch black, so something dark, very dark. So with that, I would duplicate. Just want to go before and after with you. So that's been done. So the next thing I'm going to do is, I don't like the way the hair is, so I'm going to go to my liquify, and I'm going to adjust the hair accordingly. Now, how much time you're going to spend here determines how much a great job you're going to have. So if you have much time, you could do as much as you want. So I'm just going to show you what I obviously want to do, just to get it fine. So most times when I'm scared I'm going to touch some part I don't want, I'm going to use the mesh tool, the freeze mask tool, and then freeze the edges I don't want to touch. Like, I'm just going to freeze all the parts I don't want to touch, so I don't make mistakes. So now going back to my tool, so I'm free now to, so you can go very detailed about this. It's just a thing of choice. It's highly a thing of choice. So how much time you want to go on it, it's dependent on how much time you have. So with this, I think I'm good. So the next thing is to do my frequency separation. Then, so this is not a frequency separation class, so I'm explaining everything about frequency separation. I'm going to do that in a different video. Everything I know about frequency separation, because I am not an expert, I'm just me. Yeah. So I just scrub with respect to light. So learning lighting is important. So you need to learn the anatomy of light, the fall off of light on the on the body. So these are one thing I don't preach is that you're going to learn and then become good over time. There are a lot of principles beyond whatever I'm saying here. Now, many of times, many people ask me, why can't I figure this out on YouTube? Let me be honest, YouTube is a community. It's just like people, everybody come here to market. So not necessarily to tell you the entire secret. Um, the way I do this is I always tell people, um, if everybody on YouTube has a paid version, then there's some truth that is not there. So for you to get the entire truth, you need to make, and then it would be too wrong of you to come to my channel, um, get some knowledge, and then go to another person's platform to go and ask the person the question. That is like your phone is faulty, and you move from you have an iPhone, it's faulty, and you are going to a Samsung to go and complain. It doesn't make sense. They are all good phones, but you just have to decide where you are learning, and stay with it until you get through with it. Most of us don't know how to stay consistent in whatever we're doing, so we jump from one process to another process, one process to another process, which doesn't really do a pretty good job. So I will always advise stay stay with the process for an average of a year, and see what comes out of it. Be diligent, be focused, follow up the whole process. Image faculty was my mentor. He is still my mentor for most of the time. He guided me through the processes, so I learned from him. You know, from 2018, before I was able to meet another photographer, who could coach me, because there's a difference between and coaching and mentorship. Mentorship is different from coaching. That could be done by one person, but you need to be specific of what you need, so you don't go and turn your coach to your investor. So you see now that I went through the whole process by following I don't want to change the skin structure. I just want to even out those blemishes around. To sharpen my image, I normally duplicate, change to vivid light, and then bring it down to whatever I want. So that's how I duplicate. I could still duplicate this too, in case it's not that too sharp enough for what I'm looking for. So to check how much sharpness you've already added, just do before and after. I think I like it this way. So I brighten up images through curves, the eyes. I've already saved it as an action. Command I, hue saturation. I would bring down my saturations. So, and then I'll select my normal brush to clean the eyes. Sorry, Photoshop respect layers, so stick on the layer you're working on. What else? Add bit to the shadows. Then so I'm good at this. So editing is, I'll be dropping more of my tips. If you want, you can ask your questions on the comment section. Drop your observations. I'm ready to take your questions. So yeah,